Hello, hello, hello. Do you sometimes feel like your emotions are out of control and they are so uncontrollable? If so, you are not alone, but today, and I'm going to show you how to use them to attain the life that you desire and ultimately guide you towards what your greatest desires are. Let's go. Welcome to the Mattain, Attain the Life That You Desire show. I am Manal, your host, and I am so excited to talk about episode 24, how to use your emotions to your advantage. Before we get started, I want to let you know that when you close your eyes to your emotions, when you turn off your fears, it is called anxiety. And I have a free video for you, Mastering Ease, Letting Go of Anxiety. If you go to my website, www.Mattain.me/anxiety, you can download for free 10 steps. It's a video that talks about 10 steps to letting go of anxiety. And for an exciting, I am finishing up my book, Transcending Anxiety from Fear to Freedom. So when you get on my list, when you sign up for that, you'll get on my list. You'll find more about this really exciting project that I'm on and more about my book. But now today's topic, let's talk about today's topic. It's all about your emotions. Our emotions are so powerful. And as a society, we have been taught to understand so much about our physical body, and we judge ourselves on our physical body. And there's a lot of misconceptions about our value, our self-worth, and our physical body, and maybe perceptions about how tall we should be. We can't even control our height, our weight. Yes, we can balance and be in balance, but our bodies are our bodies. There is balance. There's things that we do to maintain healthy bodies, but our bodies are our bodies. Our hair color, our eye color, our physical bodies, one of the things that we have a lot of judgment to, but we're aware of our physical body. We also have our mental body. So we have our emotional body, we have our physical body, we have our mental body, we have our egoic body. I'm going to say that again because I said it out of order. We have our physical body that society has taught us so much about, but we have our emotional body, which is today's topic, and I'm going to jump back to it. We have our mental body. This is where our mind is. This is where we talk to ourselves. This is where our mind sort of analyzes and processes and sets goals. Our mind is also a translator for our physical body, our emotional body, and finally, our egoic body. Our egoic body is where our physical does and our emotional feels and our mental thinks and processes. Our egoic body is all about knowing. It's all about connecting to something bigger. It's all about our identity and our beliefs. And it's our four bodies that work really closely together. This is one of the Mattain's core teachings. It's about understanding the expression of our four bodies. And many of us in society know about our physical body because we see our physical body. Society has taught us a lot of misconceptions. We know about our mind, and we're very intellectual. We're very academic. We judge our minds as well, saying that we can't control them. But we're not really, we are aware of our emotional body, but we don't recognize our emotional body is our command center. Our emotional body is a powerhouse, and if we use our emotional body deliberately, our emotions are here to help us understand what is desired. Let me tell you and explain a bit more. Anger says that this is something unwanted. Sadness is an indication of something unwanted. Frustration is an indication of something unwanted. Now, if we take that expression of unwanted and look at it the other side of the coin, take the other side of the stick, look at the other side of the grass. The grass is always greener on the other side. So this side is anger, and you look at what the other side is. Maybe it's happiness, maybe it's joy, maybe it's freedom. The side is sadness, and it is definitely maybe love and happiness and excitement. This side is frustration, and this side then is ease. So if we look to recognize that our emotions are actually an indication of what's undesired and use our minds to recognize, ooh, it's actually more of an indication of what is desired, it becomes a calibrator, a command center, a navigation system. It becomes my processor for guiding me towards what is desired, what I desire. So this show is called Attain the Life That You Desire. And using your emotional body is key to understanding what is desired through your emotions, because they share with you really strong what is undesired. I think that's really clear. And then it becomes really empowering. Any emotional expression becomes super, duper, uber empowering when you recognize that it is a clue, a really big clue to recognizing what I want, what I desire. So that knowledge is power, but it's not about knowledge. It's about having your four bodies, your physical, your emotional, your mental, and your egoic body in alignment. And it comes from processing. So how does that make you feel when I tell you that your emotions are powerful and that your emotions can be powerful and that we are conditioned as society to judge our emotions? But now when you recognize, ooh, it's a tool, now your focus can be on how do I use this tool in the most effective way. It becomes very empowering and very powerful. So I have 5 steps, 5 easy steps for how to turn your emotions from undesired to desired. And it's the 5 steps that I use for everything. Step 1 is awareness. Awareness. So in this case, what are we aware of? We're aware that our emotions are powerful. So that's an intention, that's a belief, that's a deliberate mindset that says, hey, my emotions are powerful. So now I'm going to be aware of my emotions. When I feel something, rather than being resistant to that feeling, questioning that feeling, judging that feeling, judging myself, start to get excited, curious, become an observer, become an explorer, and recognize that this is an important feedback system. Just like if I was driving a car and the gas gauge goes to low and it tells me that I need to fill up my gas, or in today's day, I drive a Tesla, that the percentage or the number of miles are getting really low on my battery, and when I go home, I'm going to charge. Our emotional system is a feedback system. So step 1 is awareness. Is like, oh, it's giving me feedback. So I'm not going to ignore it, because if I ignore my gas gauge or my battery gauge, I'm going to get to empty and be stuck on the side of the road. And that ultimately is what happens to us when we ignore our emotions. We get stuck on empty and it turns to anxiety, or we get stuck on emptier and it goes to panic or depression, or a lot of these other things that we call these diagnoses that actually evolve from turning off your awareness to your emotional body and maybe even your physical body and sometimes your mental body and also your egoic body, a lack of belief in life and the reason and your purpose for being here. That's what my course and my book talk a lot about this. It's about how to open yourself up. So awareness of your emotional body and recognizing the tool and the power of it. Awareness of your physical body and the physical manifestations that you feel when you're angry. Perhaps your fists are tight, your jaw is tight, you're very physically tense. Maybe your stomach feels uncomfortable, and you start to recognize the relationship between your emotional expressions and physical sensations. And instead of resisting them, you're curious to them, you're open to them, you're aware of them, you see them, you honor them, because this is a process and a tool that you're starting to embody of recognizing, how do I use the feedback system of my physical body, my emotional body, my mental body, and my egoic body, my beliefs and identity, to empower me. So awareness of the physical sensations, of your emotional expressions, and then your mind. Maybe you watch it looping. Maybe you watch it angry. Maybe you watch it judging. Whatever the mind is doing, instead of judging it or indulging in it, you become curious to it. And you're like, oh, interesting. Maybe it goes back to remembering certain things that happened in your past and you said, oh, interesting. It's I'm going to use the word, quote unquote, trigger. This is a trigger. So what's it's triggering? And just watch how your mind is connected to your emotions and connected to your physical body with curiosity. And then maybe look at some beliefs that you might end up saying, I'm so unlucky. Life sucks. I'm so overwhelmed. I just can't do this. I'm tired of life. And then you watch, and those are beliefs or misbeliefs that you've adopted. And again, with curiosity, with intrigue, with wow, this is so powerful because I'm starting to really recognize these patterns that I have adopted that aren't serving me. Then we move on to step 2. So step 1, you're going to go awareness and surf through your 4 bodies. Step 2 is about acknowledgement. How do you acknowledge? Acknowledgement is all about, step 1 is an awareness. And then with the awareness, it's what was undesired. Oh, I don't want to be alone. Ooh, I feel controlled. Ooh, that was very disrespectful and I feel disrespected. So in step 1, you were able to recognize what's undesired. So step 2 is, oh, I recognize when I feel a certain way, when my bodies express a certain way, that my desire is the opposite. So you start to become an analyst and you start to say, well, if I didn't desire respect, what did I desire? Oh, I desire love. But actually what I really desire is the sense of feeling freedom or worthiness. Maybe it's connected to external and you're connecting it to like, ooh, I'm so frustrated. I had to do this. And if I had a car, then I would be free. So a car is an external desire, but ultimately what you're looking for is the freedom. So you might use the external like, ooh, I wanted that job, but that job might be an indication of your worthiness. So look at what the external desire is and then turn around and find out what the deeper internal meaning was. It's usually about worthiness, it's usually about freedom, and it's usually about love and happiness. And if you follow me, you know that I talk about those as the unconditional 3 very frequently. And the external world is here to teach us about the internal world. So acknowledgement, step 2, acknowledgement is the command center becomes powerful and very empowering because what's unwanted is what's wanted. Step 2 guides us to really understanding what is wanted. Step 3 is one of my favorite steps. Step 3 is about appreciation because now you realize, wow, my anger just transformed into a greater knowing of my desire for worthiness. Ooh, my frustration transformed into a greater desire, a recognition of my greater desire for love and happiness. Wow, that person cutting me off on the street. I don't know why I always use examples of somebody cutting off on the street because it doesn't happen to me frequently, but I hear people talking about being uncomfortable and unhappy on the road. And it's a desire for being seen, which is worthiness, or it's a desire for ease, which is maybe the love and the happiness. Or maybe it's about going through life freely, which is all about the freedom. It could be about any one of them or all 3 of them. But you realize this feedback system, this external life experience allowed me to see internally a greater desire that I hold, and that is powerful. That's empowering. So that appreciation is not intellectual. Oh, I should be thankful. I should be happy. Let me appreciate. No, it's this genuine, authentic appreciation for how powerful you are becoming by using your powerful emotions to drive you in the direction of what your greatest desires are. Using the external unfoldings of life into an internal powerful understanding. And that is authentically, amazingly powerful. And that brings authentic appreciation. So find that appreciation for your growth, for your expansion, for your curiosity, for the powerful nature that you are. And that emotion, that appreciation, you just transformed that frustration from what is undesired to what is desired, and now to an appreciation for you and this life journey. So now that you've authentically, I'm going to keep saying authentically, it's not intellectually, it's really by feeling it, feel a sense of appreciation, you can shift that energy and now let it go. Step 4 is let it go. Just let it go. You can shake it off. You could just visualize it off. You could breathe it in and breathe it out and let it out. It really is that easy. You can just let go. And step 4, you'll feel lighter. Then you might become aware of something physical, maybe a heart pain or maybe your jaw or your mind. And then you just go through the 4 steps again. Awareness. Oh, there, I feel that physical sensation. Ooh, that feels like self-doubt. Ooh, I feel like I don't desire. Ooh, desire, trust. What do I need to trust? I need to believe in my self-worth for myself to trust myself. Ooh, it's all about worthiness. It's like, wow, this is powerful. I've got some powerful skill sets now that allow me to shift my self-doubt into trust. It's so powerful. And then you just turn around and you see, ooh, yeah, I was able to let go and I feel lighter again. And again, this is a muscle. If I told you one time to lift up a weight and curl it so you could develop your biceps wouldn't build until after a week, maybe 10 days, 3 weeks. I don't know how long. It depends on where your body is and the weight that you're using and what you're doing and your youth and your age and all these different things. But you will ultimately start developing your biceps. So the same thing with this exercise, with this process, is that we're going to work together to develop your emotional body, your physical body, your mental body, your egoic body, and get them in balance. And then step 5 is really nothing that you do. It's more of a state of being than a step, but it's about surrender. It's about if you do steps 1 through 4 and you really build up your muscle, that your ultimate feeling when you walk around in life is surrender, because there's an ultimate acceptance, unconditional acceptance for every expression of your body, for every external life unfolding, because there's a strong recognition that everything is happening for your growth, and there's a strong recognition that you're expanding. And there's a strong recognition and appreciation for the unfolding of life and not taking life personally. So, if you have had emotions that feel uncontrolled, it's now time to allow them to be your command center. It is now time to recognize that they are a navigation system and it takes you from what is undesired to what is desired. It's 5 steps: awareness of your 4 bodies, acknowledgement of what is desired through seeing what is undesired. It's a authentic appreciation for your human journey, for the greater purpose in life. And then you can let go. And then step 5, just building up the muscles for there is this being, the state of surrender, of allowing, of unconditional acceptance of all of life's unfoldings. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and I thank you for being here. I thank you so much for being here. If it's your first time to meet me, I welcome. And if you like this, you will love my free video, it's a little workshop, Mastering Ease, Letting Go of Anxiety, and it reinforces all of the messages that I said here. It's 10 steps to letting go of anxiety. And ultimately, anxiety is when you don't want to see your emotions, and it manifests in all 4 of your bodies, and it's just easy with my 10 steps. Follow me. You will learn about what I'm doing, my Future Up podcast, and my book. I just finished my book and I'm in the process. It will come out in September. It will be coming out in September. So when you sign up and you're on my mailing list, you will hear about how you can be the first to see a preview chapter, how you can buy it, how you can be part of the Mattain tribe. Thank you so much for being here. So excited to continue to grow with you. My love. Always.